Everyone's been asking, where's that video? The one where Chinese brands casually pull the rug out from under the luxury watch game. We've been on the hunt too. But while that clip stays elusive, here's what isn't. One of our team grabbed a Hydroflex out of Shenzhen for $120 and, yep, it ticks, like, suspiciously well. The weight's solid, the finish is clean and the movement doesn't stutter. Honestly, if you squint, it might just pass for something that came with champagne and a velvet glove. Wild. How the cheapest thing on your dresser is the only one that shows up to work on time. Dial size? That's wrist psychology. Go small and your arm looks sleek, maybe a little refined. Go big and suddenly it's we lift. Occasionally, you're not just picking a look, you're picking a vibe. Welcome back to Opulent Oasis. Today, we're slicing into the quiet chaos of Rolex's China connection. One clone, one confession, one awkward truth at a time. We came across a gem recently. First, determine your bud. The bless is the best choice for cost-effective. That sentence had more mystery than half the plot twists on Netflix. Still trying to decode whether he meant budget or spiritual guidance. Pretty sure Google Translate just gave up halfway through and let the intern finish. Some clones. Total junk, but others are uncomfortably close, like maybe Rolex should be sweating a little close. We're not saying throw your boutique loyalty card in the trash, but maybe take that Swiss-made stamp with a grain of sea salt. So here's the tea. Rolex might have been moonlighting in China this whole time. Yup, the same brand that slaps you with a 5-figure price tag might be outsourcing parts or full watches to factories in Shenzhen. We're talking leaked footage, employees filming assembly lines, insiders getting fired for saying too much, and a veteran dealer straight up saying, just buy the clone, it's the same thing. Luxury pricing, outsourced vibes, Rolex out here doing a full-on identity crisis in HD. For decades, Rolex sold the dream, old-world Swiss precision, generational craftsmanship, and enough status to make a room go quiet. But now, that dream's starting to glitch. Actual videos coming out from Chinese factories showing trays of watch parts being snapped together like IKEA furniture, except with more polishing and less Allen keys. Looks like handmade in Switzerland might have just meant someone in Geneva hit send on an invoice. The myth of Swiss-made, what that label really means. We've all been there, spotting Swiss-made on a dial and instantly thinking, ah yes, artisanal wrist poetry, probably assembled by candlelight in the Alps. Hate to break it to you, but a lot of that magic starts in Shenzhen. Yup, the same city pumping out millions of watches a year is quietly supplying parts, cases, dials, movements for watches that later get Swiss passports and luxury pricing. Turns out Swiss-made might just mean it passed through customs in Geneva and got a stamp on the way out. Shenzhen isn't playing around. It's the industrial heartbeat of the global watch scene. We're talking 4 million watches a year, while Switzerland's got, what, a few hundred old-school watchmakers still putting in the hours? And here's the wild part. Even the cleanest knockoffs point back to one hush-hush factory. No cameras, no leaks, just suspiciously flawless builds and a lot of silence. It's basically the Area 51 of horology, except instead of aliens, it's Daytonas. And this isn't some fringe setup. Most of the industry, micro brands, big boys, and brands that swear up and down they're 100% Swiss, lean on Shenzhen, always have. It's the backbone nobody wants to admit exists. Because admitting it, that'd ruin the fairy tale. And luxury runs on fairy tales. Funny how the parts of your luxury watch travel more than you do. Stick with Opulent Oasis, hit subscribe so you don't miss what's coming next. Now back to the good stuff. Factory footage doesn't lie. Shenzhen is the watchmaking capital. The secret's out, and no, it's not from some shady Reddit thread. Real footage is surfacing from deep inside Chinese factories where luxury watch parts are being cranked out like hotcakes. Workers are filming tidy rows of what look a lot like Rolexes getting assembled with the kind of precision you'd expect from, well, Rolex. When your Grail watch and its dupe are built side by side, the exclusive starts to feel a little inclusive. One worker practically begged the internet, stop spending crazy money. We make these things. He even offered to hook people up with the same quality for 1% of the price. No cap. Some factories are shipping thousands of units weekly, and brands, they're flying in Swiss inspectors to approve the batch. Then off it goes with a shiny, Swiss-made stamp. Basically, if the assembly line had a passport, it would be from Shenzhen, with a Swiss visa stamp on the side. It gets better or worse depending on your collection. A former Swatch Group watchmaker spilled the beans on TikTok and promptly got fired. His crime? Saying the quiet part out loud. Most of those luxury parts are made in China. Dials, bracelets, hands, even diamond bezels. Yep, all coming from the same place your $200 clone probably did. Luxury isn't about where it's made, it's about how well the secret's kept. Even Rolex, the king of gatekeeping, runs like a well-oiled production line. No handcrafting, no year-long waitlist magic, just top-tier mass manufacturing. That Swiss-made label. It only needs 60% of costs to be Swiss, not parts, not labor, just the money trail. So yeah, your Rolex is basically Swiss because someone filed a spreadsheet in Geneva. And let's talk fakes because they're getting freaky good. NFC cards, warranty booklets, even microfiber cloths. Some scan to Rolex's actual site. Why? Because they're made on the same machines, by the same hands. One run goes to a boutique, the next lands on TikTok. At this point, the only real difference, whether the watch comes with champagne or a promo code. Now Rolex is doing the unthinkable, cutting prices. Not a sale, not a one-time deal, a quiet reset. And it's happening right as these factory exposés are going viral. Coincidence? Doubt it. Once people realize their $15,000 status symbol shares DNA with a $150 replica, the myth starts to fall apart fast. The illusion is breaking, and so is the market. Collectors are sweating. Watches that used to fly now sit like unsold gym memberships. Everyone wants one until they don't. Resellers are stuck, buyers are pausing, and Rolex. They didn't cut prices to be generous. They're just trying to steer the ship before it crashes. Think of it as luxury damage control with a price tag. They know the risk. Keep charging premium prices while people see mass production behind the scenes and the brand flips from elite to eh. This isn't a discount, it's a narrative shift. Because once the illusion breaks, it's PR whack-a-mole from here on out. Turns out, Swiss-made can't outpace viral factory footage. We've seen the receipts. Same machines, same hands, same factories making both the $200 dupe and the $15,000 grail. And when that hits the public eye, mystique isn't chipped. It's gone. It's like finding out your artisan sourdough came from a vending machine. Collectors are offloading, resellers are sweating margins, and grey market prices are sliding. The hype cycle is slowing down. And it's not just Rolex. Other Swiss brands made in Shenzhen are suddenly very quiet. Turns out, silence is a tough brand strategy when TikTok's doing your exposé. This shift, permanent. Brands that own up and double down on real quality might survive. But the ones still hiding behind the fantasy, their time is up. A Rolex still turns heads, for now. But mystique, once exposed, doesn't fade, it vanishes. Alright, be honest. Does Swiss-made still make your wallet tingle, or does it now feel like a really expensive inside joke? Would you still flex that Rolex, knowing it might have shared a bench with a $200 clone? Or are we all just cosplaying wealth at this point? Sound off in the comments. We're genuinely nosy and dying to know. If this video rattled your collection or your ego, hit that like button, subscribe to Opulent Oasis, and binge the rest of our content. We're exposing luxury one overpriced myth at a time.